Hello there people, my name's Amaz and I saw Dune yesterday. Yeah, I saw it early because I got one of those unlimited card things. So that was a nice surprise when I found out I could watch it early. Please like and subscribe by the way, or I'll drop you in the desert with one of those sandworm things. So what do I think? It was good, but probably Denis Villeneuve's weakest film. But that's because the bar is so high. Like, I'm not saying that it's bad, but if you compare it to films like Blade Runner 2049, Sicario, or Prisoners, it's just not as good. But that's mainly because it's half a film. It basically covers half the book simply because there's too much. And I understand why he did it, because the book has so much lore that it can't be squeezed into one movie. From what I can tell, it's basically a colonizer movie, much like Avatar, where they take resources from the native and act as the oppressors. After spice, it's basically a drug at this point, like in Star Wars. I haven't read the book or the books, I don't know how many there are, or seen the previous films, but you can tell that there's so much more to follow. So I'm really looking forward to the second film, if it actually happens, as this one is a good starting point, and ends at a point where you can call it its own movie, only just, if you know what I mean. Like, it ended at a suitable point, but it wasn't satisfying, nor it felt like a proper ending, which kind of bugged me a bit. It does have a Star Wars vibe to it, but it doesn't have the heart or the magic that Star Wars has. But apparently George Lucas was actually inspired by Dune, so that's an interesting fact for you. I really liked Oscar Isaac in this film. I was expecting him to be the dick dad that pressures his son into his line of work, but he really wasn't. He was quite the nice family man. Jason Momoa was cool as always. His fight scenes were probably the best action sequences in the movie, but it was weird seeing him slowly lose his beard. Dave Bautista and Zendaya were underused, but you can tell that they will be used more in the sequel and have more important roles then. I just didn't vibe with Timothée Chalamet's character. Again, apologies if I mispronounced that. There was just something about him that irked me or made him unlikable to me. Like, using the Star Wars comparison again, it just felt like a Luke Skywalker that took himself way too seriously. Like, I much rather followed his dad. The film does have some cliches and classic tropes, like it foreshadowed that the outsider will fall in love with the native and joins them, and the son not wanting to follow in his father's footsteps but grows into it. Somehow bullfighting is a thing 8,000 years into the future, which I found weird, or at least out of place, but that's just nitpicking really. The score was really good, like the main one at the end of the trailer really suited the film. Hans Zimmer was just Hans Zimmer, you know, he was just so good. There was a spaceship, and the first thing I thought of was that it looked like a glory hole, and that's when I knew my mind was in the gutter. But the Dragonfly one was cool. In fact, a lot of the designs used in this film were really good. Everything from the desert costume, to the shields, to the transport barring the glory hole ship, even to the sandworm. The stakes felt high and felt important too. The cinematography was just on another level. Like, some of those desert shots made me believe that was too good to be green screen. And the acting was phenomenal, especially when you have a cast like that involved. But the last hour feels really slow. Like, I found myself checking my watch a few times, thinking how they're going to wrap up the story in the last 30 minutes. But obviously they didn't. Like, we end up watching a showdown between a character that I didn't know nor care about, which could have been introduced earlier. I feel like that I can't even rate it properly because it's clearly not the whole story. It's basically judging a book when you've only read half of it. Maybe I'll give it a rating when the sequel comes out so I can judge them together. Sorry if it seems like a cop-out, but if you see the film you'll know what I mean. But I did enjoy watching it though. It's not you have to go out of your way to see it good, but if you have free time you should see it good. I hope you like my review/opinion on Dune. Please like and subscribe, and I shall see you next time. Peace.